Highly respected Tasmanian winemaker Brian Franklin from Apsley Gorge on Tasmania's east coast is celebrating a rare and quite amazing winemaking achievement.
It's always been a dream of mine to make wine in France and have some ownership of it. So in 2017, in conjunction with Jan Charlepin, the son of the bloke who's taught me everything I know, we bought a ton of grapes. So we made the wine in France. It's a Grand Cru vineyard, and we did that again in 2018. It looks like continuing.
Like all significant achievements, this extraordinary milestone in Brian's winemaking career did not come easy. Good friend and importer of quality French wines, Ross Duke, brokered the life-changing opportunity for Brian.
He got me a gig in working in a winery in Gevrey-Chambertin in 2000, so I took the family over for a couple of months, and I've been doing it ever since, actually, apart from 2001.
So every year, as Brian's winemaking colleagues in Tasmania take a short, well-earned R&R to recover from the Tasmanian vintage and the early winter vineyard maintenance, Brian is flying to Burgundy to experience yet another Burgundy vintage. And it is not just winemaking expertise he is building.
The French have been growing grapes in Burgundy for 2,000 years. So there's not much they don't know about growing grapes, but since the war, they've sort of gone more back to the old practices. They're not totally biodynamic, but they use a lot of biodynamic practices. So they don't irrigate, they use organic fertilisers, they've stopped using herbicides. So all the good growers have gone away from herbicides now, so they're actually using ploughs, even driven by horses to control weed growth.
An enthusiastic student of Burgundy's 2,000-year viticulture heritage and grape growing methods, Brian's Apsley Gorge vineyard has become a little bit of Burgundy on Tasmania's east coast.
With the French techniques I've learnt, I'm applying that now, and it's being very successful. In Burgundy, it's actually illegal to irrigate the vines there. Most vines grown in Tasmania are irrigated. I stopped irrigating here 14 years ago. I'm basically adopting Burgundian techniques for growing the grapes.
The acceptance of Brian as almost a local in Burgundy has not gone unnoticed. Konrad Muller, contributor to the world-leading wine magazine Decanter, reported on the unique Tasmanian Burgundy collaboration.
The extraordinary thing about Brian is the depth of his immersion in all things Burgundian. He's done the vintage every year for 20 years at Gevrey-Chambertin on the Côte d'Or. He's learnt from a Burgundian master, Philippe Charlepin, and he's brought those insights with him back to Australia. Whether it's viticultural practice or winemaking techniques, he's made of Apsley Gorge a piece of Burgundy on the east coast of Tasmania. The degree of collaboration is, I think, unrivaled in Australia, and the proof is in Brian's magnificent wines.
Brian's Pinot Noir and Chardonnays are found in Australia's best restaurants and also internationally. Chef and international restaurant superstar Tetsuyas has long been a big supporter of and a regular visitor to the Apsley Gorge vineyard, and the label is prominent on the wine list in both Tetsuyas in Sydney and Waku Gin in Singapore. Now a Grand Cru from Burgundy will sit proudly alongside Brian's much-in-demand Tasmanian vintages. An amazing and unique achievement. The new label is a traditional Burgundian label. Charlepin Tissier, Clos Beaujolais, Grand Cru Vin de Bourgogne. The back label, en collaboration avec Brian Franklin, vigneron à Apsley Gorge, Bicheno Tasmania.
I think it's a fitting culmination of Brian's Burgundian odyssey that he's been able to make a Grand Cru Burgundy with Philippe's son Jan. Of course, access to that Grand Cru fruit, and this is real viticultural gold, underlines the depth of Brian's connection to Burgundy. I think those that are lucky enough to taste this wine will be very fortunate indeed.
As with everything in agriculture, there is risk. In Brian's case, substantial.
It was a huge expense. I actually paid $60 Australian per kilo for the grapes. So a tonne of grapes costs $60,000 Australian. You can buy very good quality grapes in Tasmania for $4 a kilo. So it's a very big difference. To pay that amount of money for a tonne of grapes, and you're depending on the quality that's been produced by some other grower. It's a huge risk.
So now, with the 2017 vintage in the bottle, how is the risk ledger looking?
So you had the sommelier from the Elysee Palace taste with him, and she'd tasted with him before and was quite impressed by his winemaking. So she tasted the 2017 Clos Veugeot in barrel, and she ordered 60 bottles for the Elysee Palace.
Eternally grateful for being able to turn his dream into reality, Brian is quick to credit his good friend Jan.
He's very well connected, and he managed to buy the grapes. Without him, it wouldn't have happened. If I'd tried to buy them by myself, it would have been impossible.